Good evening, everybody, from DeLungo Rink in East Haven. Tonight, the 2023-24 high school hockey season begins for East Haven Co-op as they play host to the Generals of Farmington Valley. Mike Amento, Nick Vacatura, Nick Maniscalco, Rob Becker, Tori Tito, Justin Siang with you tonight. And Nick, it should be a fun season here for East Haven. There's a lot of optimism, and for pretty good reason. Yeah,
of course, considering how East Haven won its past two scrimmages, 4-2, and then, I don't know, was it like 10 to 1? Yes, 10 to 1, 4-2 and 10 to 1. So I'm very optimistic about East Haven right now. I can't wait to see the results of this game, because this game is going to determine a lot.
Farmington Valley has been a strong team in Division II for a long time. They won the state championship back in 2018. Last year they were the 8th seed, so they got a home game in the state tournament. They've only got 4 seniors on their roster, 9 juniors. So we'll see what their chemistry looks like. Meanwhile, for East Haven, you add a new school to the co-op. Sheehan is part of the co-op this year, and they're a big part of the co-op.
Yeah, I have to say they mingled pretty well with the East Haven players. I mean, the chemistry is all there, and it's only been a few weeks.
East Haven starting goaltender Michael Fritz from Sheehan. Starting defenseman Preston Cantel. Forward Lorenzo DeFilio, and many others. And this is going to be fun. Starting for East Haven, as I said, in goal, Michael Fritz, Preston Cantel, and Carter McGlinchey on defense. Lorenzo DeFilio, Griffin McGlinchey, and John Dalbero. And the ceremonial siren gets the season underway. This should be a fun year, and here we go. From DeLungo Rink, the season is underway. Off the face-off, Dalbero, now Carter McGlinchey. Up ahead for DeFilio. Lorenzo DeFilio behind the net. Centered for Griffin McGlinchey. A shot and a save by Gavin Lubinsky, the sophomore goaltender. And 14 seconds in, East Haven's already got a shot.
Yeah, last game it was very offensive heavy with East Haven. I mean, East Haven was dominating offense. I'm optimistic that will happen again.
And just like that, John Dalbero with the first goal of the year, 18 seconds into the game. John Dalbero has a goal, and East Haven grabs a very early 1-0 lead.
I guess I just spoke it into action. I just said that, yeah.
Well, it can't happen much better than that. Second shot on goal. And John Dalbero, one of the players to watch this year, has East Haven's first goal of the season, first goal of the night, and they have the early 1-0 lead. Cantel with a shot that goes wide. Lorenzo DeFilio in the corner, and the Generals trying to get it out. They do. So Dalbero with the goal, Lorenzo DeFilio with the assist. And what a start for East Haven. Carter McGlinchey throws one from the blue line. It got knocked down, and out come the Generals. Here they come. That one dumped in by the sophomore Owen Yagid, number 15 for the Generals. Here's Carter McGlinchey up now to Savo. Savo had it stolen. Now play deep, Michael Fritz. Leaves it for Cameron LaCroix. Ryan Bonnell out there with Savo and Landon Cantel, number 19. Savo couldn't get it out of the zone. Generals dump it in. Tucker Lebrecht in the corner, puts one towards the net. Elbowed aside by Fritz. Carter McGlinchey up to Savo, who tips it out to center, and Preston Cantel with a hit there. Carter McGlinchey getting double shifted on defense here early. Lebrecht with a shot. First save made by Fritz, and Landon Cantel's helmet comes off, so 13-10 to go in the first, 1-0 East Haven, and Michael Fritz has his first save of the night.
Yeah, and it was also a great save. I mean, it was really good, not just a regular save.
So now the third line, Michael Ballo with Cameron LaCroix on defense, Perillo, Enzo Plano, and Billy Dimitriadis, the third line. That's the depth that this team has this year. There's Enzo Plano, dumped in on Fritz, and he covers for the faceoff. 12:56 to go. First period, East Haven 1, Farmington Valley nothing. In the last 5 or 6 years, Farmington Valley has knocked East Haven out of the state tournament twice, so I'm sure they'd like some retribution tonight.
Yeah, definitely. You've also mentioned that they were the 8th seed last year, which is a very good standing.
Yeah, they had a good team last year, so this is a tough first test for East Haven here, the first game of the year. Played up by Ballo to the blue line, but not out. Enzo Plano back for it. He's ridden off the play there in the far corner by Parker Costin. Now Plano around for Cameron LaCroix. LaCroix out to center for Dimitriadis. Here comes Billy Dimitriadis into the general zone. Dimitriadis puts it in front. Nobody there. Amato for the Generals. Tries to clear it out, can't get it all the way out of the zone. So now James Walsh back for it for Farmington Valley. Clears it off the boards, knocked down by Ballo. So Cameron LaCroix goes and gets it. LaCroix waiting for a line change, stolen by the Generals. Owen Yaggett dumps in for Farmington Valley. Take it in the corner. Swung around the boards, double teamed by Ballo and Dalbero. They don't know where the puck is. Goes wide to the far side, and here's Griffin McGlinchey. McGlinchey, nice pass to DeFilio. Lorenzo DeFilio works it towards the net. McGlinchey with a shot, it goes wide. Dalbero far corner, behind the net looking for McGlinchey. Now it's back on the stick of Dalbero. Dalbero tried to put it in front, cleared out of the zone, and here's Cameron Green back for East Haven. Stolen by McGlinchey up to DeFilio. Lorenzo DeFilio works his way through, and the shot goes just wide. DeFilio went through 2 Farmington Valley defenders. There come the Generals up to the blue line. They dump in. Testa with a big hit. Dalbero around the boards for McGlinchey. McGlinchey helped out by Cameron Green. Up to the blue line, not out. Thrown toward the net, blocked by Testa. Lorenzo DeFilio up to Dalbero. Dalbero shot wide of Gavin Lubinsky. Now McGlinchey. Cantel with a big hit right in front of the bench. Farmington Valley in their own zone. Now they dump it in. Legal play, we play on. Near side corner, Cantel. Taken back by Patrick Murphy. Taken away quickly by Savo. Now Cantel over to Testa. Testa has it stolen. Centering pass and a shot by Murphy that was blocked. Savo around the boards. East Haven struggling to clear a bit here. Tucker Lebrecht centers, nice play there by Cantel. Cantel up the boards to Savo. Savo tips it by. 2-on-1, Savo in, shot, big pad save, and the rebound goes wide. Now Cantel at the blue line. Cross ice, Carter McGlinchey. McGlinchey with a shot, he scores! Carter McGlinchey from the blue line. I'm not sure if Savo might have gotten a piece of it in front, but with 9:47 to go, it's 2-0 East Haven, and I think Savo got the goal.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. I mean, Savo has been the top goal scorer, one of the top goal scorers last season, and now this season. I mean, he's really consistent. He's like John Dalbero, who's another offensive hero, really.
I mean, you think about it last year, for a lot of the year, those two were on the same line.
The thing is that they're very consistent. Yes.
So Savo was the first one to the bench for the handshake, so I'm going to assume he got the deflection, and we'll give the assist to Carter McGlinchey. What a first 5 minutes for Carter McGlinchey's career here in the co-op. Here's Enzo Plano. Plano into the general zone. Plano Gives it off to Perillo, throws it through the goal mouth. And it is Savo with the goal. So Landon Cantel and Carter McGlinchey on the assists on the goal from Savo. And the net is off just a tad here on Michael Fritz's end. So 8:57 to go in the first period. 2-0 East Haven, and you could not have asked for a better start.
And give a lot of credit to Preston Cantel. He's not going to show up on the score sheet, but he blocked the shot in front, and he did the hard work to get it out of his zone and up to Savo.
And Savo with the good work in front, knowing that the shot from Carter McGlinchey was coming. Here's Josh Salvati. He's got David Fritz and Tanner Walsh with him. Puck into the corner. Tanner Walsh lost it, and here come the Generals. Farmington Valley into center ice. Here's Cameron LaCroix. Cross ice now for Ballo. Michael Ballo up the boards for Salvati. Take it beyond the red line, so Farmington Valley had to touch up or they would have been offsides. And we got a penalty coming up here, I think. Actually, no, I don't think Farmington Valley touched up. So 8:26 to go, 2-0 East Haven face off at center ice, and now pretty much all four lines have seen ice time.
Yeah, you know, I got to give credit to Lou Payne for really making these lines work. I mean, Savo and Johnny are not on the same line. They always used to be on the same line, but I think I like it better when they're separate because it distributes the offensive potential.
Yeah, there's so much more depth with them on different lines. Here comes DeFilio, Lorenzo DeFilio. Back to the blue line, Cameron Green. Shot from the blue line block. DeFilio has it back. DeFilio tries to create some space. Goes to the far side, has it stolen, and here come the Generals. Nice play by Testa to force the dump in, and here's Cameron Green. Cameron Green left it for Dalbero, now Testa. Testa being hounded, taken by Murphy. Thrown toward the net, Green. Clear to the side for DeFilio. John Dalbero on the outlet pass. Dalbero centers from McGlinchey, and the puck was left in front. And I think it was actually Lubinsky who was able to play it away. Cantel dumps it in. Dalbero steals. Dalbero in the slot. Dalbero shot wide. 36, Ryan Bonnell getting his second shift of the game. Here come the Generals. They gain the red line. Dump in on Fritz. And he holds for the whistle. 7:15 to go. First period, John Dalbero and Michael Savo with the goals. It's 2-0 East Haven.
It's looking a lot like last year. John Dalbero, Savo, I mean, they're just consistent players. I keep saying it, but you can always just rely on them.
Off the blue line, shot knocked down in front by Cantel. Another shot by Cantel knocked down. A third one on this shift by Landon Cantel. 3 block shots, incredible job. Dumped in by Bonnell. Cantel goes back for it. Knocked down by Carter McGlinchey, so there'll be no icing. And now Preston Cantel skates back. Boy, Preston and Landon Cantel, both terrific skaters. Preston behind the net. Up ahead for Bonnell. Ryan Bonnell, cross ice for Cantel. Landon Cantel at the blue line, dumps in. And now the Generals will look to clear it out. They do. Now it's Cameron LaCroix. LaCroix, with a little bit of room, finds Savo. He'll curl back at his own blue line. Savo up ahead for Cantel, who dumps in. And the Generals look to break out. Savo steals. Savo knows he's got to come off, and so he does. Enzo Plano with Dimitriadis and Perillo. Perillo on the steal, shot to the goal mouth. And Gavin Lubinsky with the save. 6 minutes to go in the first. 2-0 East Haven, and this line brings a dimension of speed that a lot of teams may not have.
Of course, I'm loving the depth with this team. Like you repeat the word depth, and I totally agree with you. East Haven has so much more depth now because every line has its own, strengths and weaknesses, and they all seem to work together very well.
That'll help as the season goes on, too, because it'll wear other teams down. And East Haven playing 6 defensemen here in this game as well. So exactly the start Coach Payne could have wanted. That's an icing on the Generals. 5:38 to go in the first. East Haven 2, Farmington Valley nothing. And Michael Fritz has had to make a couple of saves, but nothing really major early.
Yeah, I remember last game, he had to make no saves. I mean, yeah, so this is the most amount of action he's got in about like over a week.
Yeah, the scrimmage against Wethersfield last week, he was tested, and like I said, made a couple of big ones early tonight. Puck goes over the head of Ballo. It slows down, but that's going to be another icing on the Generals. With 5:30 to go, East Haven 2, Farmington Valley nothing. As I mentioned earlier, in 2018, Farmington Valley won the Division II state title. They've been a contender ever since. They've knocked East Haven out of the tournament twice up in Avon. So it's very different even to have a lead on the Generals.
Oh, yeah, they're a very respectable team. I'd say if East Haven wins this game, I'm going to have a very positive outlook on them for the rest of the season. It's going to really boost some morale.
No question about it. Fritz with Walsh and Salvati wearing number 77. Here's Murphy for the Generals, another blocked shot. That's about the 4th in this period that East Haven's blocked. That was Cameron LaCroix, another one that snuck through, and I think Fritz may have gotten a piece. Brendan McLaughlin keeps it into the blue line. Dishes off to Lebrecht. Tucker Lebrecht, couple of nice moves. Puck comes in front, trickles wide. Fritz diving across the crease. And we've got a hooking penalty, and I think it's on East Haven, right?
Yeah, it's on East Haven. But I really have to mention the save that Fritz made. I mean, he saved it within an inch of error. He had a margin of error of about 1 inch with his stick. That was an outstanding save. I don't know if you could see it, Mike, from up here, but he saved it with like the last inch of his stick. It was an amazing save.
He was definitely sprawled across the crease. So 4:49 to go in the first. Tanner Walsh in the box for hooking. So East Haven shorthanded for the first time tonight. Dalbero, McGlinchey, Griffin McGlinchey, Carter McGlinchey, and Preston Cantel, the first line of penalty killers here for East Haven. Here come the Generals. Shot blocked by Carter McGlinchey. And Michael Fritz sticked it aside. And here comes Dalbero shorthanded. John Dalbero puts one move on. Dalbero to the net. Didn't get a shot away, but he kept the puck. Dalbero in front. Cantel keeps it in. Cross ice McGlinchey back to Dalbero. Trying to go back to Preston Cantel at the blue line, but the Generals steal. Farmington Valley is on a power play. They dump in now behind the net. Number 15, Owen Yaggett lost it. And Preston Cantel fires all the way down. Gavin Lubinsky leaves it. And the Generals forced to go the length of the rink. Good work by this penalty killing unit for East Haven. Here come the Generals. They'll look to set up now on the man advantage. Shot blocked by Ballo. Here's Tucker Lebrecht in the corner. He's worked on by Ballo. Good work. Now Lebrecht back to the blue line. McKinley Casey. Cross ice shot blocked up high by Cantel. That's the 5th shot in this period that's been blocked. Another blocked shot by Cantel. Unbelievable effort. And we've got a stoppage here with 3:05 to go in the period. Just incredible effort by number 19, Landon Cantel.
Putting himself in the face of danger just to save the puck. I mean, it looked like it hurt him, Mike.
Definitely did. And whoo. Wow. So 16 seconds left on the power play. 3:05 to go in the period. It's 2-0 East Haven. My goodness. I don't know that I've seen block shots like that.
No, I've never seen anything like that. That's tremendous dedication.
In his first game as a co-op, Landon Cantel putting it all on the line. in just the first period. It's called working hard for your team. Carter McGlinchey lost it in the far corner for LeBrecq. Farmington Valley, one last shot on the power play. Glove save by Fritz. Power play is over. He let it go, so we play on. Near side Murphy, tied up by Landon Cantel. Landon Cantel blocked the shots. Preston Cantel skating out. Preston with the shot that goes over the net of Gavin Lebinsky. I will get Preston and Landon straight before the season ends. Preston dumps it in. Big hit by Lorenzo DeFilio, trying to knock the puck free. It's on the stick of Carter McGlinchey. He takes a shot that gets deflected, up and out of play. 2:12 to go, first period. East Haven 2, Farmington Valley nothing. And as I look across, very, very solid representation from the Hive tonight.
Yeah, USA theme tonight.
And I see a couple of Sheehan jackets in there, so it's good to see that the Sheehan students getting involved too.
Yeah, I think they coexist pretty well with the East Haven students.
That's how this is supposed to work. Puck behind the net, it's Savo. Savo steps out to the slot, takes a shot, saved by Lebinsky. Savo, who has one of the 2 goals, tries to center it in front for Ryan Bonnell. Held in by LaCroix. Knocked down by Cantel. That's Landon, number 19. Now centered in front, Bonnell. Back to Ballo, shot on net. Saved, they poke at it, and Lebinsky has it covered up with 1:37 to go, first period. 2-0 East Haven, and they are pushing to try to add another one here before the period ends.
Yeah, it's been a great first period, Mike. I'm very pleased with the performance that they're giving off tonight.
I think I counted off the top of my head 6 block shots. So 6 block shots at least here in the first period from East Haven. And as you said earlier, that's extreme dedication. Puck touched up with a high stick with 1:30 to go, sacrificing your body for your teammate.
Yeah, it looked like he was a little hurt, Mike. Yeah. I mean, sacrificing your well-being is the highest sacrifice you could possibly give to your team.
With, I can't do the math, but a lot of periods left to go this year. Enzo Plano tied up in front as the pass went there. Here come the Generals. Here's 15 Owen Yaggett. Yaggett forced wide by Carter McGlinchey. Tipped the puck behind the net. Now Emerson Stambaugh. Stambaugh behind the net for the Generals. Tied up underneath by Cantel and Plano. Enzo Plano comes away with the puck. Now up to Billy Dimitriadis. Now to Perillo. Nicholas Perillo into the corner. Drops it back for Dimitriadis. Throws it towards the net, taken by the Generals. And they go off the glass, held in by Cantel. Cantel did a good job to keep it in. Here come the Generals, though, back the other way. Cantel does a nice job to force his man wide. Oh, quick pass, shot went over the net. Brendan McLaughlin missed way high on the East Haven net. And after an East Haven turnover, they caught a huge break. Generals keep it in. Nate Williams throws it on net. Glove saved by Fritz. And he holds on. 22.5 to go. First period, 2-0 East Haven. And that turnover forced a good chance for Farmington Valley.
Yeah, I'd say this is about the best chances that Farmington Valley had. There's been a lot of sustained pressure. Now there's an offensive side faceoff for the Generals. Let's see what happens.
They have not had many offensive zone faceoffs in the period. Dalbero up the boards for DeFilio, who tipped it out of the zone. Generals dump it back in. Fritz gloves it. He's going to take one more whistle with 10 seconds to go in the period and a 2-0 East Haven lead. So it seems like Farmington Valley may be finding their game a little bit.
Yeah, these are all about the best chances they had. This is the best they've played so far, in my opinion.
So Dalbero wins the faceoff back to Ballo, who does the smart thing, tries to tie it up. They put one off the side of the net, and that's going to do it for the first period. So John Dalbero and Michael Savo with the goals. And East Haven ends period 1 with a 2-0 lead, and that's about as good as it could have possibly gone.
Yeah, I mean, I keep saying it, but especially with a team like the Generals, I mean, they're a very respectable team. I'm just gonna emphasize this one more time. They were the 8th seed last year, which is a very high standing to have. Anywhere in the top 10 is great. So if East Haven beats the Generals, you know, it's looking pretty good.
So East Haven had 14 shots. I couldn't tell if it was 5 or 9 for the Generals. I'm going to say closer to 5, but we'll try to get a confirmation on that. At the end of one thing we do know, it's East Haven 2, Farmington Valley nothing. Back for the second period in a moment. Before we start the second period, I want to thank our really big crew tonight that Rob has put together. Nick Vacatura, Justin Sieng, John Becker Jr., Tori Tito, Nick Giglietti, Nick Maniscalco, myself, and the man that puts this all together, Rob Becker. Just the first of many nights that we're going to be with you this year as we start the second period. East Haven with a 2-0 lead over the Farmington Valley Generals. Lorenzo DeFilio back to Griffin McGlinchey. Cross ice for Dalbero, thrown toward the net, deflected, and Gavin Levinsky covered. So 25 seconds in, 2-0 East Haven, and they really, with a 14-5 shot on goal advantage, they really dominated that first period.
Yeah, this is not unusual behavior for East Haven this season. I mean, in the scrimmages, they dominated offense, and here in this game against the Generals, they're dominating offense once again.
Off the face-off, DeFilio carries all the way behind the net. DeFilio tries to go back to the blue line, taken there by Cantel. Preston dumps it in. McKinley Casey up the boards, not out. Griffin McGlinchey steals. Shot blocked. It's back on Griffin's stick. Backhander goes across to John Dalbero. Back to the blue line. Cantel with a shot pad save by Levinsky. Good work by Lorenzo DeFilio. He gets cross-checked. Now Carter McGlinchey steps down, easy for me to say, throws it wide. Dalbero now to Griffin McGlinchey in the corner. McGlinchey tied up there by Nate Williams. Dalbero works it out, but now the Generals come out with the puck. Emerson Stambaugh had it stolen by Dalbero at the blue line. Now East Haven's gonna come out with it. Here's Cantel. Preston Cantel trying to go center for Bunnell, didn't connect. Now Dalbero, who's been out since the start of the period. Dalbero to the net. Dalbero gets creamed in the center of the ice, and that's an icing. 13:22 to go, second period, 2-0 East Haven. And that was a really long shift there for John Dalbero.
Yeah, and right at the end of it, just to pour the salt in the wound, he takes a big hit.
So the Generals had to ice the puck, so face-off in the Farmington Valley end to the left of Gavin Levinsky. It's one back to Savo. Savo, nice move. Shot save made by Levinsky with Landon Cantel on the doorstep. Landon Cantel with a great first period, about 5 blocked shots. Just incredible work in his first game as a member of the co-op. Savo clears down. That is, a wave icing off as Robbie Rubo down to play it for the Generals. So we play on. Farmington Valley dumped in by McLaughlin. Cameron LaCroix fires around the boards where Savo gets to it first. Here comes Savo. Savo into the General zone. Savo looking for Bunnell. Ryan Bunnell tied up in the corner by McLaughlin. Big hit there by Cantel. Held in nicely at the blue line by Ballo. Now James Walsh up the boards and out of the zone. Here's McLaughlin for the Generals. McLaughlin shot it, deflected over the net and out of play. 12:16 to go, second period. 2-0 East Haven.
Landon had a chance for a goal. He was right on the doorstep of the Generals' goaltender.
So the face-off's going to stay in the Farmington Valley end. We'll get some out-of-town scores here in the second period. Some games have already gone final. Some games going on, some big ones around the state, especially in the SCC. Testa up ahead to Perillo. Perillo into the General zone. Perillo, and that one off the stick of Levinsky. Now Enzo Plano. Plano puts it deep for Dimitriadis. Good work by Dimitriadis. Perillo to the puck. Perillo wraps it back around for Billy Dimitriadis. Dimitriadis got tied up. Now Enzo Plano tries to wrap it back deep, but it's taken back by Michael Telnoff for the Generals. Now Perillo tips it ahead. Dimitriadis deflected it on net. Levinsky covers up with 11:34 to go, 2-0. And what do we have, that Lyman Hall in North Haven?
Yeah, you got Lyman Hall going up against the North Haven, who won last year. They're scoreless at the end of one, so just for them to keep it close is a huge accomplishment for them.
And we have Cheshire with a final already.
Cheshire 6-0 over SCW Knights.
So the Cheshire Rams with a win. I think South Windsor beat Wethersfield earlier too. So those are the big ones in Division 2 so far. Got Hamden and Amity at 7 o'clock tonight in West Haven. Probably just about to get underway. That's a great game. Here's DeFilio centering for Griffin McGlinchey. Doesn't get a shot away, and now the Generals clear the zone. And that's Preston Cantel. Cross ice for Carter McGlinchey. Now DeFilio up for Griffin. Griffin McGlinchey to Dalbero. Dalbero with a shot. What a save by Gavin Lubinsky on John Dalbero. DeFilio puts it deep now for Dalbero. Dalbero with a blind backhand pass. Broken up by the Generals, and they clear. McGlinchey cross ice to Preston Cantel. Back to Carter McGlinchey now. Savo tried to tip it back to Dalbero, but the Generals dump it in. Preston Cantel tips it out of the zone. Generals quickly work their way back. Ryan Bonnell ties his man up at the half wall. Now a nice pass to Savo. Here's Savo. Savo works by one. Savo in shot, save Lubinsky. Good shot by Savo. Gavin Lubinsky's made some big saves here in this period. Savo goes to the net again, and Lubinsky covers with 10:05 to go, and he's the reason why it's still only 2-0 East Haven.
Oh yeah, of course, because Johnny had almost a perfect shot, but Lubinsky saved it. And I like to give credit to Landon. He was tying. He was playing some good defense over there, tying people up.
The defense on this team is just as strong as the offense. Here's Enzo Plano. That's a hand pass. Whistled down with 9:59 to go here. Second period. East Haven 2, Farmington Valley nothing.
A defensive zone face-off for East Haven.
Yeah, on the hand pass, it's kind of similar to an offsides, or if the puck is touched up with a high stick. There was offsides, face-off comes in the neutral zone, but so Farmington Valley hasn't had many offensive zone face-offs, as we talked about.
No, they've had like maybe one or two this whole game.
So the face-off to the left of Michael Fritz, worked around for DeFilio. Here comes Lorenzo DeFilio. DeFilio has it stuck in his pads somewhere, and now it works free. Back to the blue line, Ballo. Michael Ballo shot that goes wide. Oh, what a crushing hit by Lorenzo DeFilio on Parker Costin on the far side. DeFilio working through the play, quite a hit. Ballo up to Griffin McGlinchey, who dumps it deep. Now behind the net, James Walsh. Walsh up over the stick of Ballo, and now Ballo and LaCroix control in the neutral zone. There's a steal. Here come the Generals off the turnover. Shot glove saved by Fritz, and he held it long enough to get the whistle. 9:10 to go second period. East Haven with a 2-0 lead, and really very little action so far tonight from Michael Fritz.
Yeah, of course. It's probably like one shot on goal from the Generals this entire period, and it's been going on quite some time.
East Haven has controlled a lot of the play for a good portion of the night so far. Generals win their offensive zone faceoff. And here's Landon Cantel. Cantel works his way through. Landon Cantel in. Cross ice pass looking for Ryan Bonnell, and he wasn't there. Held in at the blue line by Cameron Green. They put it behind the net. Now Bonnell. Bonnell looking to center. Bonnell. Testa was looking for the pass. Testa stepped down, and now the Generals are going to be able to clear it out. Long pass too far for Owen Yagid. No icing. We play on. Cameron Green skates out from behind his own net. Cameron Green centers too far for Bonnell. Here come the Generals now. Tucker Lebrecht. Lebrecht working toward the net. Backhander saved by Fritz. and he holds for the whistle with 8:13 to go here in the second. 2-0 East Haven, and now Fritz has made a couple of good stops here in the last few minutes.
Yeah, he's made some. He's made a few, but the stops that he has made have been very, very, very well. Especially in the first period, he made that one miracle save where just that last inch of his stick stopped the puck from going in the net.
You see that once or twice a year, really, where the goaltender will have to fly across and make a stop like that one, and Fritz did it in the first period. Here's Preston Cantel. Cantel trying to get it out. He's tied up. There's been no scoring here in the second period. Dalbero and Savo with first period goals. There's a shot deflected in front, and they score. It trickled past Fritz on the stick side. And with 7:47 to go in the second period, Farmington Valley cuts the lead in half. It's now 2-1 East Haven.
This game's getting pretty close now, because when you're up by 2, yeah, it's okay. You have some leeway, but now there's not that much leeway to be comfortable with. Really, I mean, down by 1.
2-goal lead is pretty unsafe in hockey, and now, as you said, now you're one shot away from a tie game.
Yeah, they're only down by 1. Not enough room to be completely comfortable.
So we knew this was going to be a battle. Farmington Valley always strong, and it's proving to be just that. Dalbero behind the net. Dalbero trying to feather one back to the blue line. Couldn't get it there. Now the Generals clear it out. That's going to be icing. With 7:31 to go, just about halfway through the game here. Second period now. East Haven 2. Farmington Valley nothing. As I said, we figured this would be a good first test, and it's proving out to be.
Yeah, these close games are always the best. Looks like this game's going to be pretty close.
And one thing about Farmington Valley, as soon as they get a little bit uncomfortable, they ice the puck. So you have to really kind of attack that when you get the offensive zone face-off.
There's another icing. Actually, no, they waved the icing off, which is interesting. Oh, there's a turnover in their own zone, and here comes Cantel. Preston Cantel for East Haven. Cantel working his way in. We got a penalty coming up on Farmington Valley as the Generals touch up. And with 7:05 to go in the period and a 2-1 lead, East Haven's going to get their first power play of the night. Big chance to try to get the 2-goal lead back.
Yeah, that 2-goal lead is a necessity. It really is. It's too uncomfortable only being up by 1.
So we'll see the power play here for the first time. And the unit is DeFilio, Griffin McGlinchey, and Dalbero, with Preston Cantel and Carter McGlinchey on defense. Face-off to the right of Lubinsky. And the face-off is won back to the blue line. Good work. Carter McGlinchey trying to keep it in, gets it down to Griffin. Griffin at the half wall. Now Dalbero back to a wide open Carter McGlinchey. Plays catch with Dalbero, one-timer far side for DeFilio. DeFilio was wide open at the dot, and he kind of shanked the one-timer. Carter McGlinchey tied up in his own zone. Plays it up to center. Here comes Dalbero. John Dalbero, in shot save, Levinsky. DeFilio for the rebound. DeFilio, now Dalbero trying to center. Dalbero tries a wraparound stuff attempt. Levinsky with the stop. And the Generals able to clear the zone. Here comes Nate Williams. Williams into the East Haven zone, wide to the stick side. McGlinchey can't get it out. Generals short-handed. Now Carter McGlinchey has it. Centers up to Cantel. Preston Cantel in the corner, back to Savo at the blue line. Cross ice for Ballo. Shot whistles wide. Now Griffin McGlinchey. Griffin has Dalbero open far side. Now Dalbero perked in front. He scores! John Dalbero! It's a power play goal. His second goal of the game. And with 5:41 to go in the second period, East Haven leads it now 3-1.
That's exactly what East Haven needed. that power play really did come in clutch.
The puck movement was fantastic, and Dalbero had been calling for that puck for a long time. He was open.
Yeah, that was a great assist.
So John Dalbero with his second goal, and he's definitely one of the leaders of this team, and he's proving to be that so far tonight. And Griffin Baglici gets the assist. There's Bunnell with a shot off the side of the net. So Dalbero from Griffin Baglici on the third East Haven goal. Here's Savo. Savo into the Farmington Valley zone. Fanned on the shot, and now he's got to get back. There come the Generals back the other way. Sean Garrity dumps it in. Now Cameron LaCroix, far side. LaCroix up the boards and out to center. Generals trying to dump in. It's knocked down by Bunnell. Ryan Bunnell works his way through. Bunnell cross ice looking for Savo. Nice play by Ballo to put the puck into the corner. Generals clear all the way out. LaCroix waits to get on side. Now works back in. And now it's on the stick of Michael Ballo back in his own zone. LaCroix up now to Perillo. Looking for Dimitrianis. Here's Nate Williams for the Generals. Williams works through the check of Plano. Plano comes away with the puck. Now LaCroix up to Perillo. Now Ballo. Ballo up ahead to Plano. Enzo Plano. Plano works his way in. Dimitrianis comes away with the puck. Dimitrianis in front. Big shot from the blue line. That shot was taken by Shane Ruggiero, getting his first shift of the game. Now it's Plano. Plano to Dimitrianis. Back to the blue line. Ruggiero can't keep it in. And now Ruggiero curls back to Cameron Green. Perillo into the general zone. Perillo with speed. Drops it back for Dimitrianis. This line working well. Enzo Plano to Green. Green throws it deep. Dimitrianis takes a hit in front. And now it's taken by McKinley Casey. McKinley Casey works it up ahead, and the Generals clear it out to center. Knocked down there by Cameron Green, who dumps deep. Now Williams, fearing his team getting pinched in, takes the icing. 3:02 to go. Second period, East Haven 3, Farmington Valley nothing. And it's almost like the goal the Generals scored kind of woke East Haven back up again.
Yeah, of course. I agree. I also like to mention that this shift has been great. A lot of sustained pressure in the offensive zone.
Yeah, this line, Perillo, Enzo Plano, and Billy Dimitriatis, they worked well in the scrimmages, and they've done well tonight. Back to the blue line, Cantel. Preston Cantel down to Maglici. Knocked down in front, and the Generals able to clear. Here comes Tucker Lebrec. They would have been offside, so Lebrec has to go out of the zone and just dump in. Now that pass too far for DeFilio. Generals work down. That's another icing. 2:35 to go in the period. 3-1 East Haven, and Nick made a good point earlier on. The Generals have iced the puck a lot tonight because they've been scrambling.
Yeah, I think it's their strategy at this point. I mean, there's been about 10 icings. At least.
They're trying to slow the game down and just create face-offs.
Yeah.
So, face-off to the right of Gavin Lubinsky, who's been good in goal for Farmington Valley in this game. Held in at the blue line by Preston Cantel. Now they clear out 2-on-1. Here come the Generals. Carter McGlinchey back, a move, and Fritz made the save. They try to put another one back through the goal mouth. Puck's still loose. We have no whistle. It's back in the corner. Michael Fritz with some big-time stops to keep this a 3-1 game. Generals put it back behind the net. Here's Lebrec. Tucker Lebrec on net. Fritz made the save, and he holds it. 2:02 to go in the period. 3-1 East Haven. Big time saves down there by Michael Fritz.
Michael Fritz has done a stellar job today. He's made some great saves. He made one impossible saves and many other great saves, such as his 2 saves that he made just now.
Farmington Valley's gotten a lot better in this period. They definitely found their game after the first period. Made this a 2-1 game at one point. Now East Haven has the 2-goal lead back. Here is Savo. Savo waiting for help. Savo at the blue line. Dances across, now loses the puck. And here comes Evan Wall. Evan Wall gets to the East Haven blue line, dumps it in. Goes off the back of the net. Now it's Parker Costin looking to put it in front. And the Generals able to keep it in. Cameron LaCroix behind the net. LaCroix up the wall to Bunnell. Ryan Bunnell trying to backhand it out of the zone. Now LaCroix swivels around near side. Taken there by Evan Emenqua for the Generals. Farmington Valley dumps back in. Now LaCroix. LaCroix looking across ice. Savo's at the blue line. Pass doesn't connect. Ballo. We've got I thought delayed offside. Okay, Bunnell gains the blue line, dumps it in. Oh, big hit down here by Cantel. Puck loose, Bunnell shot. It was blocked. Emerson Stambaugh for the Generals. In the corner, landed Cantel. Cantel works his way around, can't keep the zone. Here comes Stambaugh. Drops it back for Evan Wall, who dumps in, and we have a stoppage here. 33 and a half seconds to go in the period. It's 3-1 East Haven, and we got a slashing penalty, so East Haven's going to be shorthanded.
Well, there's 33 seconds left in the period, so that means it's going to be carried over into the third period.
It's a big 33 seconds here for East Haven. I didn't see who went in the box. Did you see who it was? So East Haven shorthanded again. That's a slashing penalty. I did see the indication. Nate Williams for the Generals gets it out, and here comes Farmington Valley. Patrick Murphy into the East Haven zone. Dalbero up to the dot. Now McGlinchey shorthanded. I think it's Landon Cantel that's in the box. So the puck is down in this end. It's in the front on the stick of McGlinchey. Over to Preston Cantel at the end, but he couldn't get a shot away. 1:27 of penalty time will carry over to the third. And again, East Haven ends this period with a 2-goal lead, so exactly the way they ended the first.
Yeah, I got to say, though, the Generals did get better this period. East Haven had to put in a lot more work to keep them at bay.
So I think 9-5 was the shots on goal in East Haven's favor for the second. So we will go to the third period with East Haven with a 3-1 lead over Farmington Valley. Back for the third in just a moment. Back here at the Lungo Rink in East Haven, we start the third period. East Haven with a 3-1 lead over Farmington Valley. John D'Albero with 2 goals, Savo with the other one, and it's probably going to take 4 or 5 goals to win this game, so the offense will have to pick it up again here in the third period.
Yeah, the offense for East Haven was really good the first period. It was so good the second period, just not as good as it was the first period. Let's see what happens the third period.
So East Haven does still have, they're going to put the penalty time back up on the clock. East Haven will be shorthanded here to start the third. We got one surprise going on elsewhere right now, but we'll get a total list in a second. But we do have one upset in the making elsewhere in the SEC. So they'll put the penalty time back up there, I think. And we'll get ready to go for the third period. I think there was about 1:25 left on the penalty. They've got 10 minutes up there, but that is certainly not right. So I'm not sure exactly how much time was left. I think it was 1:27. Needless to say, East Haven is shorthanded to start the third period. Shot blocked by Griffin McGlinchey, saved by Fritz. That's about the 10th or 11th blocked shot tonight that East Haven has had in the game. Generals put it in front, goes through the goal mouth. D'Albero tries to tip it out. Now it's back on the stick of Carter McGlinchey, who gets tied up. Tucker Lebrecht back to the blue line. Out of the zone, D'Albero shorthanded. John D'Albero in, save made by Gavin Lubinsky. D'Albero looking for the hat trick. Puck comes out in front. D'Albero has it. Now McGlinchey. Carter McGlinchey scores! Gavin Lubinsky went low. Carter McGlinchey went high. It's a short-handed goal. And with 14:01 to go in the third, East Haven leads it 4-1.
Wow, that was a snipe from the blue line. I don't even know if the goaltender saw it coming. I mean, that was a very, very good top shelf shot.
Carter McGlinchey, this is his first game as a member of the co-op. He's played well on both ends of the ice tonight.
Yeah, I just absolutely love to see something like that. I mean, all of our new players like Enzo have been playing well. The freshmen, our new co-op players, it's great.
So East Haven has scored in every period. They've got a power play goal and a shorthanded goal now. That's an icing on the Generals. 13:55 to go here. Third period, East Haven 4, Farmington Valley 1. Carter McGlinchey with the goal. I think Cantel, and they score again. That's Ryan Bunnell with the shorthanded goal. 2 shorthanded goals on the same power play. And with 13:49 to go in the third, it's now 5-1.
You rarely see one shorthanded goal, but 2 shorthanded goals is like unprecedented.
Wow. So Ryan Bunnell, just a freshman with a goal in his first game. And Carter McGlinchey, I think Farmington Valley might have just called their timeout. It's now 5-1 East Haven, and boy, how about a start to this third period?
Wow, it's an absolutely explosive start to get 2 shorthanded goals. You just never see that.
You don't see 2 shorthanded goals in a game most times.
No.
Now you saw 2 in about 30 seconds. I think Farmington Valley called the timeout, yeah. And the Hive yelling, he's a freshman. So you got, let's see, hold on one second. We got, I think, maybe, Ryan Bunnell with the goal. Okay. So it is Ryan Bunnell with the goal. Michael Savo with the assist. So again, at the next stoppage, we'll give you some out-of-town stuff, but a lot has happened here in the first minute and 11 seconds of the third period. What was a 3-1 game to start the period is now 5-1, as shorthanded East Haven's offense has exploded. And I think we got another penalty on East Haven, and that's going to be on Savo. So with 13:35 to go in the third, they're going to be shorthanded again, and that's a roughing call on Michael Savo. So one thing to clean up is the amount of penalties.
Yeah, last scrimmage I was pretty optimistic about not getting any penalties, but I guess this game has just been a little rougher than the last scrimmage.
So we have some out-of-town updates.
Yep, so we have the defending D2 champions losing right now to Lyman Hall 2-1 in the second. And then the new from D1 Hamden is down 2-0 to Amity. So that's a huge shocker.
That is a bit of a shocker. We saw West Haven lost 5-3 last night to North Branford. They are another new member of Division II. So, and a lot of the quote-unquote experts, Division II state champion prediction Woodstock Academy lost to an out-of-state team from Rhode Island today, 6-1. So a tough start for the Centaurs, but they'll play about 10 out-of-state games this year, which I don't quite understand. How they're Division II, I have no idea. Puck in the corner. Farmington Valley back on a power play. It's 5-1 East Haven. They scored 2 shorthanded goals here in the first minute and 10 seconds of the third period. Carter McGlinchey, who has one of those goals, tries to tie the puck up in the corner. Now Cantel. Preston Cantel fighting with Carter McGlinchey. Generals keep it in. Farmington Valley used their only timeout after the last shorthanded goal. Williams at the blue line, shot blocked by McGlinchey. Rebound loose in front, Cantel. Can't clear it out. Lebrecht now to Williams. Back to Tucker Lebrecht. Shot blocked and deflected out of play. 12:17 to go in the third, 42 seconds on the Generals power play. It's 5-1 East Haven.
It's a very action-packed 3 minutes so far. I mean, you saw 2 shorthanded goals. Now you're seeing another penalty kill from East Haven. 42 seconds left. See what happens. Defensive face-off.
And again, East Haven continues to block shots. There was another couple right there on this power play. So East Haven defensively tonight has been very strong. Generals deep into East Haven zone. That's Ballo now to Filio. Tries to get it out, and it's cleared. Here's DeFilio. DeFilio got hooked, and there's going to be a penalty coming up on Farmington Valley for a hook. So with 11:47 to go in the third, we'll be 4-on-4 for 12 seconds, and then East Haven will get their second power play of the night.
Kind of crazy to think that East Haven got more goals shorthanded than they had when they were in the power play with more men.
We had to have scored some shorthanded goals last year, but I don't know how many, obviously, but like we said earlier, to have 2 basically in the same shift, pretty unprecedented, as you said. So 4-on-4 briefly, then East Haven's going to get the man advantage. Cameron LaCroix, cross ice for Ballo. Michael Ballo throws it to the net, didn't get through. Landed Cantel behind the net. Cantel comes away with it. Cross ice for Ballo. Ballo on net. They score! I think that's Landon Cantel who got the goal. That's a power play goal. And with 11:20 to go in the third, it's now 6-1.
You predicted 6-1, Mike.
I said 6-2, but close enough.
6-2, 6-1. I mean, your prediction was pretty spot on.
It didn't look too good at 3-1 coming into the period, but boy, oh boy. 2 power play goals, 2 shorthanded goals, 2 even strength goals. That's really a well-balanced offense.
Yeah, it's amazing. And it's also the diversity of the goals. It's not just one person, one or two people scoring all the goals. It's multiple people, which is amazing to see.
This is 4 lines and 3 sets of defensemen that have continued to roll all night long. And for Coach Payne, Perillo scores! Nicholas Perillo with the first goal from the third line. And with 11:01 to go in the third, it's now 7-1. And East Haven is pouring it on right now.
I'm going to put this out there for the last time. The Generals are a good team. This is 7-1 against a very, very good team.
That's a good point.
One of the best teams in Division II.
That's a good point. You know, this is a team that we said earlier, they won the state championship 6 years ago. They are a perennial Division II powerhouse. They were in the top 8 last year with a home game in the state tournament. East Haven's been eliminated by this program twice in the state tournament in the last 6 years. And this has been a dominant performance tonight. Puck loose in front, held in at the blue line. Now behind Fritz, Brendan McLaughlin. McLaughlin back to the blue line, shot deflected, goes wide. Shane Ruggiero up the board. Salvati tips it out of the zone. Josh Salvati working hard. Now the Generals play it back at center ice. Farmington Valley shot gloved by Fritz. That was Evan Amankwa with the shot. 10:19 to go here in the third period. East Haven 7, Farmington Valley 1. And East Haven has gotten better as the night has gone on.
Yeah, remember what we were saying about first period, they were doing great. Second period, offense was a little worse in the first period, and now they just exploded in the third period.
So here comes Lorenzo DeFilio. DeFilio into the Farmington Valley zone, going wide. DeFilio puts it in front, and now the Generals are going to come out with the puck. McGlinchey forces his man wide. Good shot, and Fritz makes the save. That was Emerson Stambaugh with the shot. Carter McGlinchey, who's played very well tonight, ties his man up. There's a turnover. Shot glove save, Fritz rebound, they score. That's Emerson Stambaugh. That's a turnover in their own zone. Cantel knew it. And with 9:40 to go in the third period, it's now 7-2 East Haven, and that's what happens when you turn the puck over in your own end.
Yeah, there was just nothing Fritz could do about that. I mean, it was just an unlucky rebound. Didn't get to put his glove down on the pucks. Didn't get to glove it, so really nothing he could do.
What that amounts to is some coachable things that they can work on in practice the next few days after this game. Here comes Michael Savo, who has a goal tonight. 1 of the 7. Here comes Farmington Valley out to center. Cameron LaCroix got hit up high, and that's going to get called for a penalty. It happened right in front of the official, and with 9:15 to go in the third period and a 7-2 lead, East Haven's going to go back on the power play yet again.
Yeah, this is not good for the Generals as they are chasing a 5-goal lead with 9 minutes. This is going to set them back a lot if they want to make a comeback.
And we've already seen East Haven with 2 power play goals tonight. And we'll see the line of Bunnell, Savo, and Cantel get the look as the first power play unit here. Again, 9:15 to go, third period. East Haven 7, Farmington Valley 2. Generals fire it all the way down. Michael Fritz shoots one off of Preston Cantel. And now Cantel clears out to center for Landon. Preston a sophomore, Landon a senior. And now Landon Cantel at center ice. Carries in the general zone. Landon Cantel behind the net with a little bit of room. Landon out of Preston at the blue line. Cross ice, Carter McGlinchey. McGlinchey with a shot, and he scores! Carter McGlinchey, it's a power play goal. And with 8:34 to go in the third, it's now an 8-2 lead.
That was another beautiful goal. I mean, this game just can't get any better.
When you have defensemen that can shoot the puck like that, what a difference it makes.
Yeah, that was actually nuts. I mean,
so we're going to do something new this year. We're going to have a player of the game, and at the end of the year, the player that gets the award the most is going to win something. So everybody's going to have a vote as a crew. And then we'll decide who gets a post-game interview and who gets the essentially Player of the Year award. So we'll tell you that at the end. 8:02 to go, third period. East Haven 8, Farmington Valley 2. So that's 3 power play goals, 2 shorthanded goals, 3 even strength goals. And as you said earlier, in terms of players scoring points, the offense has been pretty evenly distributed.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you 100% on that.
There's David Fritz, shot gloved by Gavin Lubinsky. This is a Farmington Valley Generals team. This is obviously their first game of the season as well tonight. Puck cleared down. Here's Testa. Testa reverses direction behind the net. Now Cameron Green. Up now to David Fritz. David Fritz. East Haven can't get it out of the zone, so the Generals dump back in. Now Cameron Green. Back to Testa. It's at his feet. Testa plays it up to Salvati. Josh Salvati now to Fritz. Trying to get it to Frazier. And now Frazier gets knocked down at center ice. Here comes Williams. Williams goes high on Testa. And now Cameron Green. Cameron Green. Outlets for Frazier. Frazier knocks it down. Frazier gets to the blue line and dumps it in. He had Salvati with him. So they go and chase. Now Perillo. Perillo, who has a goal tonight. Salvati tried to go back to the blue line to Cameron Green, but the Generals able to clear it out. Here comes Murphy. Murphy fanned on the shot. Fritz gloves it. It holds. 6:41 to go, third period. East Haven 8, Farmington Valley 2. And now it's just about trying to get through the rest of the game with everybody staying healthy.
Yeah, it's pretty set in stone that East Haven's going to win this game because there's 6 minutes left, 6-goal lead. So you just don't want anyone to get hurt now.
So here's Enzo Plano. Plano working it up to the blue line. Cross ice, Shane Ruggiero took the pass from Salvatore Plano. Now Ruggiero at center, had it stolen. Here come the Generals. On net, bouncing puck. Fritz sticks it aside. You might not see the first and second line for the remainder of the night. Here's Plano, Salvatore Plano, getting pinned deep. Fans on the pass. Fritz knocks it away. Now puck back behind the net. Plano up the boards looking for Perillo. Generals able to keep it in. Now Perillo sticks it out to center. And now played back in, knocked down by Plano. Up ahead for Salvati. Josh Salvati in, shot blocker to side by Gavin Lubinsky. Dimitriadis backhands across. Ballo at the blue line, skates inside of the circle. Ballo throws it towards the net. Now Ballo gets the puck back, plays it deep. Kept in nicely by Tanner Walsh. Now Salvati takes a hit far side. Cleared down by the Generals, and that's an icing. With 5:21 to go, third period. East Haven 8, Farmington Valley 2, and that strategy of the Generals kind of slowing the game down really hasn't worked in the third period.
Yeah, no, all that it's done is made the game more dull every time. I mean, it just eats up at the time.
So it's an 8-2 game. East Haven with the lead. 5:21 left, third period. The offense has been distributed up and down the lineup tonight, and that is good to see. Another shot on net. Lubinsky holds and covers with 5:14 to go. here in the third period. As I mentioned earlier, big crowd on hand tonight here at the Lungo Rink, standing all across the glass. Nice to see for the first night of the season.
Yeah, it's a packed game. The spirits are high. They're going to be high after East Haven is going to take home this win.
East Haven wins the faceoff. LaCroix with a shot. Lubinsky gloves that and gets a whistle with 5:10 to go. So Gavin Lubinsky has made a ton of saves all night, and he's still giving up 8 goals, and East Haven just continues to pepper him with shots.
Yeah, you got to give him credit where credit is due. I'd say he's had over 25 shots to block. Yeah, he's had to do a lot of work today.
East Haven had 24 shots on goal after 2 periods, and they had 3 goals. So he had 21 saves coming into the third, and East Haven has exploded for 5 goals here in the third period. There's Ballo. Ballo, top of the circle, and another save by Gavin Lubinsky with 4:50 left to go here in the third period. It's an 8-2 East Haven lead, and this is about as good as you could have asked for an opening night to go.
Yeah, everything has been perfect from East Haven. I have no complaints at all. Very few, if any.
Couple of defensive lapses. There was a turnover in their own zone for the second goal, but they'll work on it. There's Enzo Plano in front, and the shot went over the net of Lubinsky. Here come the Generals. They get by Cameron Green. Now Testa. Testa behind the net. Testa works it out to Enzo Plano. Plano carries in the Farmington Valley zone. Plano into the corner, takes a hit, carries the puck behind the net, and here comes Farmington Valley back the other way. Cameron Green, nice job to keep the play in front of them. They're onside. Good play there by Testa. Now it's Cameron Green. Cameron Green just plays it into the Farmington Valley zone. Green back in his own end. Now Testa, center ice, Perillo. As the third and fourth line getting all the ice time now here late in the game. And here's David Fritz working through center. Fifth line now, Fritz with Frazier. Oh, Dimitriadis with a big hit in front of the Farmington Valley bench. Testa into the general zone. Testa winds up, shot blocked. Deflected up and out of play. 3:28 to go in the third period. It is 8-2 East Haven, and it's going to be a 1-0 record with 4 big points to start the year, and got to hope to keep rolling from a good effort.
Yeah, I mean, so far East Haven's flawless. I mean, 1-2 scrimmages, they're going to win their first game. Spirits are very high for East Haven.
Nice play by Shane Ruggiero to get back to cut off the 2-on-1 by the Generals. There's a trip. And East Haven's going to go on a power play again here with 3:14 to go in the third and an 8-2 lead. They've already got 3 power play goals. They'll look to add a 4th.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, East Haven doesn't really need it. It's going to basically end the game because there's only going to be a minute and 14 seconds after the power play. So, you know, it is what it is.
So, face-off's going to be to the right of Gavin Lubinsky here, and the third line is going to be power play 1. That's Perillo at the wing. Perillo tries to center, pass was blocked. Perillo has it back, shot blocker save by Lubinsky. Dimitriadis fighting for it behind the net. Generals take it, fire it off the glass and all the way out. Michael Fritz comes out, backhands it around for Michael Ballo. Ballo behind the net now. Looks to center for Billy Dimitriadis. Dimitriadis drops it back for Enzo Plano, and Plano will look to get started. Plano into the general zone. Drops it back for Dimitriadis. Dimitriadis finds a little bit of room. Dishes off for Ballo. Ballo shot save Lubinsky, and he sticks the rebound aside. Ballo keeps it in. Ballo, top of the circle, steps down. Backhand pass in front through the goal mouth. Dimitriadis, far side, back to Shane Ruggiero, who just puts it deep now. Dimitriadis tries to tuck one short side. Lubinsky made the stop. Plano now to Shane Ruggiero. Now Dimitriadis behind the net. Tried to go back to the blue line for Ruggiero. Farmington Valley clears out. Fritz fires all the way down. That's going to be an icing on East Haven. 1:46 to go, third period. 33 seconds on the power play. It's an 8-2 game.
No, East Haven has played very well on offense. I'd say that they're going to be a great contender in the state championship, considering that they're playing an HC team.
Michael Fritz coming out for the rest of the night. Christopher Anderson will be in goal for the remainder of the game. Fritz had himself a very good game here. First game of the season. Fired up the boards for Frazier. Frazier braced himself to take a hit. Here's Salvati. Salvati works his way in. Generals steal and fire all the way down. This might be the first power play that East Haven does not score on here in this game. Here's Salvatore Plano, who had it stolen away by McLaughlin. McLaughlin with a shot save made by Anderson. Christopher Anderson with his first save. Ruggiero, Plano, I should say, up to Frazier. Power play is over. Here's Josh Salvati working in. Salvati at the blue line. Cross ice for Plano. Plano's shot saved by Lubinsky. And that puck fired all the way down. That's going to be an icing on the Generals here. With 55 seconds to go in the third period, an 8-2 game. Face-off's going to go back in the Farmington Valley zone, and East Haven's going to cruise to win number one.
Yep, I'm very excited about the rest of the season, Mike. I mean, East Haven is a very good team this year.
It's a lot different than what we've seen. They're a lot more explosive offensively. There's depth. There's good defense. There's always been good goaltending, but there's good goaltending again. There have always been good hockey players in this program, and it's now a well-coached team. It's always been a well-coached team, and this has the potential to be a very special season here, and you got to go one game at a time, and this has been a very, very good first step tonight. Cameron Green in his own zone. Cameron Green, cross ice for Billy Dimitriadis. Farmington Valley plays it back in. Testa knocks his man off the play. Dimitriadis with a hit. Plano controls at center. That's it. And that's going to do it. East Haven wins the opener 8-2. I don't even know what to say about that one, but a good win for East Haven as they celebrate in front of the Hive, and just a perfect night all the way around.
Morale is going to be high. East Haven's going to walk into the next game very confident.
Our player of the game that our crew voted for tonight, our first player of the game of the year, in his first game as part of the co-op, sophomore defenseman Carter McGlinchey. Terrific night for Carter. We'll speak with Carter after the game. That interview will be probably uploaded later on. The next game is going to be this coming Saturday night. East Haven's going to hit the road for the first time this season, and they'll head to a brand new venue. They'll head up to the Toscano Family Ice Forum on the campus of UConn up in Stores Saturday night at 6 o'clock to take on E.O. Smith Tolland of Division III. So East Haven will be 1-0 with 4 points going into that game. Once again, we want to thank Tori Tito, Justin Siang, John Becker Jr., Nick Giglietti, Nick Maniscalco, Nick Vacatura, Rob Becker, of course, the mastermind. And I'm Mike Amento saying